Hello and welcome back to another stream. We are live again for another day with one of my good friends, Save with Crypto. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream, subscribe if you're new, and let's get cracking. So, mate, how are we doing?
All right, Dave. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Yeah, bit bored with this market, really. It's sort of like I don't know. It's yeah, I don't mind it being lower prices. I don't mind that at all. But
yeah,
but the way I don't know the way it sort of gives a bit of hope 1 minute and then it goes down again and then it doesn't go down as far as you think, and it just it's in a range, isn't it? You know, and it's going to do something, and I just don't know what. But anyway, so it's a bit frustrating. But apart from that, I'm fine. Yeah, good.
Yeah, and that is the key. It is the key of what will happen next. We've got Reggie Man saying madness in the markets to return. Long's getting wrecked again. We are getting another push down on Bitcoin. Yeah, at this rate, I think it'd be a long time before the Bitcoin 1 hour to go green on the bot. Well, I have actually got a good prediction on that. We've got James. Yes, James, my man. First time he's made the stream in a while. Thank you very much for joining, mate. It's great to see you again. And we do have Wiz. If you are in the stream, do make sure you drop a comment in. Let me know who we've got with us today. And make sure you do drop a like on the stream. And subscribe and follow. But yeah, we are dipping down a little bit again. Seems like obviously we've got a little bit of local resistance around here, doesn't it? Seems like asks are coming in around 89,500 or just below. So we have got a bit of local resistance there, which Bitcoin is failing to break. However, maybe potentially we've established decent demand maybe down towards here. Who knows? We'll have to see if we go down there and test it. But yeah, very fragile market at the moment, and we'll obviously have a look to see. I don't think we actually got much yesterday after I went off stream, did we? When I was streaming, it was actually pretty much the bottom nearly. So there was 2 o'clock, there was 3 o'clock. Yeah, so we didn't get any further downside action yesterday. We did get a bit of a push up, but yeah, roundabout coming back down towards them levels of the stream yesterday. My Litecoin investment is looking good. Yes, Litecoin is looking good, Jackster. You're right. Had a nice little push up. It's nearly 8% up today. And looking good, isn't it? Yes, looking good. Who else have we got? We got Justin. Yes, mate. How we doing? Great to see you. We've got Venelin saying morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Pi flying. I did see something about Pi yesterday. Yes, we'll have a look at Pi. We'll have a look at Pi.
Did you ever get involved with Pi?
No, I didn't know. Did you?
I didn't know, but I had a mate when I lived in the Alps, and he'd been sort of like mining it for years and years and years, and oddly enough, a friend of mine who now lives in the UK, she just went out to the Alps for a little ski trip last week, and she sent me a message. Oh, I'm with Thingy, looking at his Pi, and I'm mining some Pi, and he's been doing it for years. So God knows how much he's got, but whatever he's got is locked up for 6 months apparently. So I don't know if you can. I don't know anything about it, to be honest. You know.
Yeah, no, I don't. I had no clue what it was before, obviously, this airdrop come about or whatever it was. But I mean, what we can say is since Friday, it's been on a monumental run, hasn't it? I mean, what a curve up that is. Yeah. Big run up, consolidation, went into compression, and then taking another leg higher now, potentially maybe moving to fill in this wick.
Is that because it's got like?
Is it maybe moving to fill in that wick? We'll have to see.
Is this because it's on an exchange or something and it wasn't before, or something like that?
No, I don't know. I think people could. If anyone does know much about Pi, do put it in the comments. But I think, to my understanding, is you could mine it or something, but it didn't have any any value to it until have they just done this airdrop for people that's mined it or something. I know people have been mining it for years, haven't they? But like, what was you getting from mining it? Was you getting coins and they just didn't have any value to them until obviously now, or I don't know.
Maybe.
We've got Reggie Man saying that his was not locked up. He took half and left the rest to run. Put some on 10x level. You should be doing very well off that then, Reggie Man. It's massive in India and Pakistan, apparently. Launched on the 20th. SMFC likes apple pie. I don't mind apple pie. I like myself a nice rhubarb pie, must say.
Yeah.
It was not a live project, but could mine. Supposed to be set in an ecosystem.
Okay.
And Wiz is saying a lot can't claim, and he thinks that exchanges put deposit limits on. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, well, it's getting a massive squeeze to the upside, isn't it? Maybe coming in to fill in this wick. Who knows? Maybe $3 is the short trigger. We'll have to see, won't we? Do we, do we do something like this, fill in a wick, and then bye back to the downside? We'll have to see, won't we? But one thing we can say is it is probably the strongest altcoin that's out there at the moment.
Yeah, that's true.
There's not really much doubt about that. I don't think. I'm not seeing anything with any strength like that. But yeah, obviously back to Bitcoin. Yeah, I think a lot of people are praying, aren't they, for this? I think a lot of people wanted this and just wanted an immediate bounce to the upside, like just a V reversal, which, it's very unlikely that we're going to get. I think, if anything, maybe we come down, liquidate some of these wicks, bounce back in, do a bit of ranging, and then maybe next week we then go and have a stab at reclaiming the range low.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was never really going to do a V reversal after that big of a sell-off.
No, I mean, I had a friend, he quite often just, messages me and asks me what I think. And his logic was it's come down so far, it must go back up. And I was like, no, that's not how it works. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think it's going to go straight back up, but it's probably going to do something else. Last night I watched the Crypto Saving Expert Premium AMA with Block Pro, and unfortunately his recording of the show got damaged, so he wasn't able to post it fully back on the channel. But he was going back quite a long way in time and looking at what had happened to the way Bitcoin had increased in value over the past year or so, and he was pulling out some levels and stuff, and I was just quickly trying to watch it before coming on the stream. And he had some interesting levels, and one of those was 67,816, and which sounds almost too far away to be true, but there again, there's that CME gap at 77.2, isn't there?
Yes, we do have a down,
which doesn't sound that far away now. That sounded
the CME chart open. Yeah, I do have the CME chart open. We do have a gap on CME as well.
Yeah.
Between 92,740 and 93,000. So I don't know if a lot of people realise that.
That was from last week.
But we do have a gap on CME to the upside as well. Yeah, this was from when it closed on Monday night, that hour that it closes for a day. We do have a CME gap there.
Yeah.
So up towards 93,900 basically, and it is from 92,700. So we do have a gap a little bit to the upside, but in terms of downside, yes, I think I've got it marked out on this chart actually. Yeah, I do. There it is.
Yeah. The only thing about that one though is it's in that massive, great big rise where there's like bugger all else there, So in a way, if it wasn't for that CME gap there, why would the price stop it there? So, if you didn't know about that, or if you didn't believe in CME gaps, then if the price was to come down it has no reason to stop there. It would stop more like, 67, 68K, I think. So
yeah, well, we'd have the SR test, wouldn't we, of the previous range high, which I've got marked on there, like anywhere sort of within that range, I think. Sort of like 74 to 71, which is, yeah, like another, that will obviously be a couple of K, won't it, below.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's interesting.
So
anything can happen. You got to remember that, haven't you? Anything can happen.
Totally, yeah. And to be honest, I've seen too many of these things where, like, everybody starts thinking something, like a lower price, and then everyone's thinking, yeah, that's where it's going to go, but it'll take a while. And all of a sudden, one day it happens, and then it goes much further south than you ever thought it would, and then it's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
So I have seen that happen, but I think for that we'd need some sort of catalyst, but obviously with what that would be some kind of black swan type thing. There is the Nvidia earnings results tonight as well, that I think will shake up the markets.
Is it tonight? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, generally the thought is that it's all good. It's all going to be great. They're doing really well. But there again, there is the doubt that was put in everyone's mind by all the DeepSeek stuff. And, will people need the Nvidia chips as much as everyone thought they would? So there's that as well.
Yeah.
What was you said you had some secret idea about Stonksy turning green?
Oh, no. It wasn't necessarily to do with Stonksy. It was just that I do actually think that will be back inside the range next week sometime. I don't think that we're going to just plummet to the downside. I actually do think that this will end up being some form of deviation. And I actually do think that we'll reclaim the range next week.
Okay. Because
so obviously then hopefully that would line up with Stonksy turning green.
Yeah. What makes you think that?
I think because I don't think the cycle's over.
Oh, okay.
And I think this is no good for the cycle, personally. I don't think, because so what have we learned from Bitcoin over this cycle is that we consolidate, then we get one volatile move, and then we consolidate. So I think a lot of people, which is why yesterday I was saying we don't want this dip down to here, because I think a lot of people think we go down here, we hit this level, we test it, and then we immediately bounce back to the upside, which, if we've learned anything from Bitcoin this cycle, is we get one volatile move, and then what's likely to happen? We either then sort of maybe consolidate above here, flipping this to support, and just do, all throughout the summer, just consolidating in a range above here, but below here. Or we lose this, and then we're just back in here then again, which then I think the eventual then come up of here is that this is going to be extremely hard to break back into if you break down here. So then this obviously then becomes very, very tough, very, very tough resistance to break back into.
Okay.
If I can, hang on, I'm trying to unlock it. Hang on. Because I want to expect, yeah. So then any form of, say, this, and then pull back up, likely then is met by rejection. That would be very hard to break back into because you've got to, realistically, it's sometime this year, innit? And I don't think there's enough time to do all this, to come back down, drop down, consolidate, push up, then have time to maybe reject off this, come back down and go back up again and then break into here. And then you've got the challenge then of breaking the highs. I don't think there's enough time to do all that this cycle. That we're talking, the rest of this year, probably just to finish another consolidation period and then maybe get an underside retest of this.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's enough time to do all that because, you know, if we're going off what we've learned from Bitcoin this cycle is we get one volatile move and then we consolidate for months and months and months. Now, we're not going to then break down now, consolidate, and then break out in the summer, are we? Because the summers are rubbish. So then we're talking September onwards, which then, you know, for around these levels in September, then that's a 20% move on its own. Maybe even if we're looking to get a push up into here, what do we get at best? Maybe a retest of the high.
Okay.
We'll be upselling his backs in Q1 2026. Oh, mate. I hope not. I hope they're all gone by then. But yeah, that's my theory anyway. Could be wrong, of course. I could be wrong. You know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think, I just think, you know, I think a lot of people are kind of maybe getting ahead of themselves and thinking that we just immediately V-reversal from here. So we come back down, test that, and then it's just an immediate bounce there, which if we look across the cycle, there's nothing to suggest that we do that. It's one volatile move and then consolidation. One volatile move, consolidation. One volatile move, consolidation. So what makes, I don't know what makes people think we'll crash another 20, 25% and then just immediately then go, right, okay, SR test, bang, right, bounce back to the upside. Personally, I don't see it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So really, it's sort of to be this. This has to be put in as a deviation. Kind of like what we got down here when we got this shakeout. But yeah, I don't know.
When was that then? That one on the?
We'll see, won't we? So what one?
The one.
Which one?
The one down the bottom. Yeah, that. When was that? That was August.
That was when. Yeah, that was when the Nikkei dropped like 8% in a day, wasn't it?
Oh, that was August the 4th or something.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's my theory around it. Anyway, is why I've obviously got this highlighted as we don't want this. It's not as bullish as people think, because I just think there's simply not enough time to let the move play out. Okay,
well, hopefully Bitcoin will read your message there.
Yeah,
it won't go there.
We'll see anyway. We'll see. Whatever it does, we'll just have to face it all together, won't we?
Yeah.
But I do think my prediction is 55% of people think that will be above 92k this time next week. I do think that this will be put in as a deviation, and this will be. So I'm not normally a big chart patterns guy. However, this to me looks like a potential. So you get in a power of 3, you get consolidation, then you get manipulation above or below. Now, obviously, this will be manipulation below, which really it was manipulation, weren't it? This whole drop here and fall through was pretty much, I think, manipulation. And then you get expansion in the power of 3, which I think probably looks like, is that would be expansion then to complete the power 3 pattern.
Okay, I'm not aware
that's
of that.
That's a potential another way to look at it. Yeah, which got consolidation, we've got manipulation, which I think this is manipulation, and then we've got expansion potentially. We'll see anyway. We need to reclaim the range first, but I think that is probably what we are getting. The issue is that other deviations have been very short-term wicks on the daily. We've closed below the range. But all the price action not going to look the same, is it? If it'll all be. If it closes back inside the range, it doesn't really matter. What are the Bitcoin heat maps looking like? We'll have a look in a second. It takes a lot to make Dave bearish, mate. If I'd have sold everything, I would be hammering. If we'd have had a decent alt season here and I'd have sold everything, I would be hammering this to the downside now. I'd be, it's over, we're going down further. But I haven't sold everything, so there's no point in me being bearish, is there? And I'm not trading this anyway. I'm not trading it to the downside. So the only thing really you can do is try and stay positive, because I very much doubt everyone in this chat has sold anything, if not everything. Because what have we really, unless you're just singly holding Doge, singly holding SUI, singly holding XRP, XLM, there's not really been any pump across anything else to sell into.
How do you feel about... I'm sorry.
A bear crapping his bed and sit on him. It's bullish. Some of us sold. How much did you get out though? Because I know you were selling periodically, weren't you, SMFC? You were like sort of DCAing out. How much did you actually manage to get out? I don't think you fully sold, did you? Or did you fully sell? I thought you were DCAing out, or maybe you ended up just dumping it all. I don't know. What was you saying then, sorry, mate?
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you feel about, when you're holding on to an altcoin that's doing pretty crap, and then you fancy some other altcoin that's doing crap, but you think it might do better? I'll give you an example, right? So, say at the moment, I was looking through the stuff I've got, and I've got some Immutable X, IMX, is it?
Oh yeah.
I've got some of that, and I don't even know why I bought it. I think I bought it because it was on Swissborg and it looked interesting at the time. I didn't do any research into it at all. I just literally bought it and then kept it there. And I was looking at it today, and it had gone up. I don't know. It had gone up like 15% or something today. But that's terrible because it's come down loads since I bought it. And I was just thinking, like, why don't I just swap that into something that I even care about? Like, I don't know, like Solana, for example. I mean, Solana's having a hard time at the moment. So I'm trying to think if that would be a better option, because I'm really bad at holding on to altcoins, and especially altcoins that I don't care about. So I was thinking of maybe swapping that into something like Solana or even Swissborg, to be honest. I don't know. But if anyone's got any suggestions, or if I should hold on to Immutable X because it's going to do amazing one day. But I don't know.
I don't even know anything about that. I don't know anything about it. Let's see.
I just get bored of like altcoins that just sit there doing nothing and rotting away.
Have it on here somewhere. Here it is. It's had a decent bounce.
That's what I mean. You say.
Done it from yesterday.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's like, if today's the day to sort of, it's not very good overall though, but I was wondering if today was the day to sort of swap it into something with a similar chart, but something I actually care about and I'm going to sort of, look at occasionally, or even something that has some use. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. Mate, if anyone's got any recommendations in the chat, let him know.
Yeah, please let me know what you want to do.
Yeah, SMFC is sold 40% of everything. The entirety is some bags, but DCA out of Bitcoin. Very nice, mate. Very nice. You've sold more than probably most people then. Dave, can you amend the poll for a third option of 0? Maybe on the next one, you just have to choose below 85, won't you? For this one. Move it into shop, says Reggie Man. Don't know what shop is, unless you're on about Shopify. I'm completely out until we hit 72.5 or have closed above 92k. I think push to the downside is most likely to cause severe pain before ripping to the upside. I also have a theory on that. Is that like that is what everyone's waiting for now, isn't it? Like everyone is now waiting for this retest. Like that's what everyone wants. Now we've broken out of here. That is what everyone wants. Like everyone would love to buy this now. I've never really known Bitcoin to just come into a level where everyone wants to buy it, and everyone would just love to buy it and put the bids there. When do we sort of ever just get a golden gift like that? So I don't know. Maybe we do. I have no idea. It's better off. Yeah. But I like your thing, James. I like your thesis of sticking to a plan. Sounds like you should become a Bitcoin maxi. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. SMFC.
I tell you what, it's the only
Hi,
thing.
Dave. Could you take a look at ETH? We can look at ETH. Go on, mate.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think Bitcoin is the only crypto that I am actually any good at all of trading though, because like, or maybe Ethereum as well, but like everything else. I mean, I was trying to do a Solana trade the other day. It was only a tiny one, and like because it dropped so much, I was on a 3x leverage thing, took my eye off the ball, and I got liquidated. It just moves too fast, and I think I'm only good with like leverage with assets that I know and look at every day, whereas I don't really look at Solana every day, but Bitcoin and Ethereum, I always know what they're doing, and I just think it's really quite dangerous at the moment, sort of trying to trade stuff on leverage, stuff you don't know actually, So for that reason, Bitcoin wise is the main thing I'm interested in. I did actually buy some yesterday. No, I actually bought like with real money. I actually bought $3,000 worth of Bitcoin. And
Cool.
I haven't bought any crypto with like real money for like years. And but I did say to myself, if it goes below 90k, I'll buy some. So I thought, well, okay, I'll better stick to what I said. In the same way that when it went up to 105. I did sell a little bit, and I paid some bills with it, and bought a holiday. So maybe I'll do that.
Very nice, mate. Very nice.
Well, what I'm saying is like, I had the thing in my head because like when it goes below 90k and you've got like a little bit of money and you're thinking like, right, I said I was going to buy below 90k, and something in your head stops you doing it. You think, oh no, because it might go down even more. But really, when it's up at 105. At that point in time, you would dream of getting it for less than 90k, but when you're at less than 90k, you don't feel like it, do you? So anyway, I kind of made myself do it.
Yeah, well, hopefully, mate, turns out to be the right move then. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, I think it will. I mean, obviously, my temptation now is to sort of trade with it, and I probably will, to be honest. But like, I don't know. I need to be careful. I am looking for that big trade. The trade where things get really bad. A bit like the Corona thing, or what was the other one that was dreadful? I don't know. But one of those days when everything is like really absolutely filth, and then at that point, I think, okay, it's time to go along now. I'm sort of looking for a day like that, which is probably why I'm talking myself down to these kind of like 72, 67k sort of levels. Really, I think I'm trying to prepare myself mentally for it.
Well, it could happen, couldn't it? It could happen. I just refuse to believe it for now. Pretty much. It could happen. I'm just refusing to believe it till it happens. Anyway, someone asked me to look at ETH. So ETH is really simple. I think ETH is, it's really simple for a few reasons, right? So where is ETH at the moment? Well, it's just wedged back inside this previous range that it was in. So from August to November, ETH traded within this range. It popped to the downside a little bit here. I mean, you can draw this box wherever you want. Maybe you'd like to draw it with a line. Maybe you'd like to draw it with a box. Maybe you'd draw the box a bit smaller. Whatever it is to you. Doesn't really matter. Either way, as long as you understand it's trading within a range, that's fine. So really, we have resistance, which again, it tested here again. Tried to push above, and then firm rejection, obviously, when Bitcoin dropped. And then, we have support, which is tested again yesterday.
Yeah, I am actually
ETH's in a range now. If it breaks out, go on. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, I was saying I'm actually in an ETH long. Actually, I'm long from 23.82. Where's that compared to your box? 23.82. Is
that? 23.82. Just towards the upper bit, a little bit. Yeah, around there.
All right.
But again, you could draw this box. You could use a line. You could draw it thin or whatever you wanted. I just prefer zones, so you're not then just trying to pinpoint one exact line. You're just sort of getting in and around where it could find support or resistance. So yeah, obviously as the arrows depict, we're trading between support and resistance here. Now, obviously, if we break to the upside, very simple in it. It just needs to reclaim this area again. Maybe you draw the line there. Maybe you'll draw it from across the previous price action, whatever you want. Basically, it needs to get above like 3,050, 3,100-ish to then, unlock the route back up to the upside. But it needs to get above this resistance first. Now, if we break to the downside, we're going to interact with a few key levels. Firstly, obviously, this high time frame trend line that we've got. Tap once, tap twice, and then tap for the last time around a year and a half ago, October 2023. We did tap it here, but I'm guessing that was for like maybe a minute or two on this drop before we got, the spring back to the upside. So was that a tap? Yeah, it was, but not a proper real test like on the daily. I think that was for like probably a minute or two if we go back and look. So we could come into that. And then the other one is obviously this horizontal level around 2,100. Obviously, previous resistance, flip to support. Then again, support on October the 5th when we got that big drop. And then support again when we got the capitulation wick, which ended up being a mad candle. So then if we drop to the downside out of this range area, we've got two immediate high time frame tests. Now, the danger for ETH is obviously you could break them if we drop 30. There's not really much room from dropping out of that box. Or from the range low to test in the diagonal, and then we break below the diagonal. You've got the last line in the sand. If we break below 2,100, I think it's probably lights out and down towards 1,500. Not to scare anyone, but we then obviously be re-entering. Very old price action. Re-entering, obviously, this would flip to resistance, likely. And then there's nothing really much there. I don't think we're likely, drifting towards a nice round number and just come and fill all this in. So, does anyone agree? Or does everyone think I'm mad? I don't know. What do you think, mate?
That sounds all right. Yeah, I mean, it's had an odd time recently, hasn't it, Ethereum? But it doesn't deserve it. I don't think. I think it deserves to go up a little bit. So,
yeah.
So I don't know. It depends what Bitcoin does, and
yeah, I don't think this happens. To be honest, I don't think this happens. I think we hold. Obviously, because I'm saying that Bitcoin's going to push back to the upside. But yeah, I don't think this happens. I mean, this would be another nail in the coffin. For them people wanting a drop down to 70k, 72, 73k on Bitcoin, you're basically killing ETH. Then ETH will be dead. We'd be going. The high time frame structure will be absolutely fucked, and we'd be back within this range then. And that is not just a simple job just to come back in here and then start retracing it all fast. That wouldn't happen in my opinion. So then that would be it. Then I don't think that we'd get a retest of this. So yeah, that's what I mean. Just be careful what you wish for. Obviously, it doesn't really matter whether you wish for it or not because the market will do whatever it does. If it does come along, then so be it. But I think it's just a case of be careful what you wish for a bit because, yeah, like I said, this would be no easy feat to reverse if it happened.
Okay.
Yeah,
looking at Lee,
there we go.
Looking at Lee, who's saying who thinks the bull run is over. I don't, but I think we might have had a local top, at 108 or whatever it was. That's what I think. I think it's not finished yet, though. I think we'll go up again. What do you think, Dave?
I don't think it's over. No.
Good.
There are signs of pain for sure, but everything bar Bitcoin. Well, I suppose you could say Bitcoin is at a key level, but altcoins, especially, we look at Solana, very close to high time frame. Like this is, all this here is vital. If we drop down towards 125, it needs to hold there. Otherwise, we're probably fulfilling a couple of people's wet dreams and coming down towards here. So, yeah, again, a case of be careful what you wish for. We've got obviously ETH, at high time frame, critical levels. Solana is basically there as well, bar another drop towards 125. So yeah, I think I haven't really looked at much else, to be honest. I've sort of been focusing on them three things because obviously we need a reaction from Bitcoin, don't we, to get a reaction off anything else. But yeah, I do concede that this does not look good. This does not look good at all. But it's not over because we still have this. We're still within this. It's not completely over just because we've broken out of here. Obviously, this is the line in the sand, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
This anything here, and there's nothing to cool it down. So we'll see. But yeah, I think during these times, I just like to kind of go against the grain as well. Like this is sort of max fear in it. There's just despair in the market. People are depressed. The bull runs over. I just think it doesn't take that much. I mean, literally, it takes what? It takes a 5-6% pump, and then suddenly everything's okay again.
Yeah.
As long as we close back in here and it doesn't just completely flop back. So yeah, we'll see anyway. Let's see what's going on in the chat. So there's ETH anyway. Let me know anyway. Did you think I was talking absolute bollocks? Did you agree with some of it? What did you think? I'm more than happy for you to tell me I'm wrong. It doesn't really bother me. On crypto, gold on the other hand is sensational. Yeah, Justin's having a real good time on gold. And I think maybe that could be a good topic for Monday, mate, is obviously covering a bit more on gold for maybe people interested in maybe getting into it, who may be having a bit of a bad time in crypto or maybe want to transition to, let's just put it what it is. It's a better tradable asset in it in terms of nailing high probability setups. You don't get any sort of just wild west price action on it. Crypto Pappy says, afternoon, chaps. Hello to you, mate.
Right.
I think whilst people are using 50x plus leverage, then we are not going anywhere. People will use that no matter what. People will use that at the top. They use it at the bottom. They use it on the way down, on the way up. You're never going to stop people using that. It's a conjoined twins head and shoulders on the one day. I don't care about patterns, to be honest, that much. If they get Petra upgrade on ETH working, it could kickstart the alt season. Crypto equals no pain, no gain. No, crypto equals max pain, no gain. You got it wrong there, mate. It's crypto equals max pain, no gain. 3x on my gold scalping account in 7 days. Fantastic, mate. And one last thing, I'm maintaining my short position because I believe we're on the verge of a significant market correction, potentially clearing out 46% of shit, then massive bull run. Okay, so that is Yonksy's thing. Do you ever trade the NASDAQ? Not really, no. If I was going to trade an indice, it would be the S&P. But yeah, anyway, so what have you been doing recently, mate? I know you have been trading ETH a little bit because you put together this fantastic video which went live on the channel this morning. I uploaded that this morning. So do make sure you go and give a watch after the stream. But yeah, what have you... Obviously, that was before we got this horrendous down on it. What have you been doing?
Well, obviously I did that. I mean, I can't remember why I did that now. I think I did that because Bitcoin was looking good on Friday. So I thought, well, ETH will probably follow as well, and I think it did, and that's what happened there. So that ETH one happened. I closed that one and then I re-entered. So I'm trading a bit of ETH. I'm still looking at the traditional stuff actually because I'm playing with that trading 212 platform, and at the moment, so I've been looking at that one that Wiz told me about, the SMCI, super micro computer.
Yes, you got a nice trade on that, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I did. Well, I originally got in at like $35, then I sold at 60, and then I was looking at this kind of parallel channel, and it came back down sort of for a retest yesterday, but not quite. But I'd set a buy order at $50, and it filled. It filled when the market opened at 2:30 yesterday, and the pre-market price is up quite a lot actually. So far that's looking good. I'll be interested to see what it does at 2:30. So I'm doing that. what else? And yeah, and I've got my eyes on Nvidia, but like I'm obviously waiting for the results tonight, really, which I think is going to affect everything, to be honest. So at the moment, that's all I'm doing. I've got a tiny little Bitcoin trade that's minute, and it's about 3% down at the moment. That's just there to keep me interested. But what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to establish some sort of lower levels to do a much bigger trade with Bitcoin. You know, but like I say, I was watching the Block Pro video last night, and I was kind of cooking dinner at the same time, and I was thinking, like, I can't wait to watch the recording of that. And I was watching it on my phone as well, so I couldn't really see what was going on. And unfortunately, yeah, the recording got damaged. He was able to post a little bit today, and I haven't had a chance to watch it properly yet. But there were some really good levels he was talking about that are interesting. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just sitting on the sidelines, really waiting for whatever the opposite of a God candle is. What's the opposite? A big red dildo.
yeah. Big red dildo. Yeah, fantastic.
So that's what.
All this liquidity, isn't it? Look at all this. Obviously, high time frame. I do suspect all this will get cleared out at some point over the next 2 years.
What level's that? Your head's in the way.
It's like 50k down to 40k.
Oh, bloody hell.
That's definitely getting cleared out at some point over the next 2 years, 100%. I would be shocked if it didn't. But yeah, I mean, if we look, the thing is, there will always be liquidity below, because people will carry on longing no matter what. So we will always have a liquidity build up below. But it's unquestionable that the biggest liquidity is to the upside. It's just whether it can get there or not. I mean, for me, something that I find interesting is it's just how easy really people had it, to short the top. Like, is all this really going to be left behind again? That's probably playing into a bit of hope and stuff like that. But are people really just going to have it that easy to short the top without getting, at least one more wipeout? Who knows? But we are building up a chunk of liquidity around about 72 now. So
yeah. So
we will see what.
Sorry.
Go on, mate.
So where do they get the data from with them liquidity heat maps? I mean, is that just based on, obviously? I mean, surely then all that liquidity down the bottom at the 40k or whatever, that's just people who've just set buy orders down there, and then are just going to forget about it. They're just going to leave them buy orders there for like ages, and they've probably been there for like, I don't know, a year or so. Is that what it is, or do they? I don't know where the data comes from. I mean, the data must just be based on the order book, surely.
I think the data. I don't know what exactly. So for symbol, I don't know what thing goes to use. You can set it to different ones. So like if you go on pairing, you can set it to like individual Binance. So obviously this is pulled directly from Binance. But I do wonder how much of this is baited. Do you know what I mean? So like how much of this is used to just bait people into trying to long or short into liquidity. So say for instance, this is showing on Binance, we've got a big chunk of liquidity basically below 90k. How much of that is baited just to make people trying to think, okay, well, I'll long this up to liquidity. Do you know what I mean? Like how much of it is baited? It's a bit interesting really, but I don't know.
And this data's coming. Is this coming from from derivative positions, or is this coming from?
This is derivatives. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actual.
All right. So can you put that on spot?
I think it's all. I think it's all. Yeah, it's all perpetual. Yeah.
Right. So that's really probably just orders in the order book, isn't it?
Yeah, or people that have still got positions. People will still have positions open from down there as well, where the liquidation point is.
Okay. And if you're seeing like a, say for example, if you're seeing like a really strong point down below, that's where people have set their stop losses, or where people have also set their let's think now, hang on, because basically, if you're in a long and it hits your stop loss, that's same as doing a sell, isn't it? So
Yeah.
So really, they're just orders on the order book. They're not necessarily, well, that's where people are prepared, or people are going to have to sell their positions, isn't it? So there's no, orders on the order book don't move the price, do they?
No. Orders on the order book.
Yeah. I mean, if someone does a buy, someone does a market buy, then that will change. Well, that will change the price, because then that affects the demand straight away. But an order sitting there on the order book for like a limit order, that doesn't change the price until it's executed. So
yeah.
So to me, the actual idea of those liquidation maps isn't really quite the exact picture, is it? It's just kind of like, it gives you an idea of where people are prepared to buy and sell, or where people are going to have to buy or sell.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I tend to not put too much weight on those things.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't look at them as if the gospel, because again, how potentially manipulated are they to make people go against the trend. I don't want to fall down anymore, says ENAUSD.P. Devil Candle, Saints and Knob. Haven't watched Block Pro Live the last 3 weeks, and all recent recordings are broken. I'm not too sure what's happening around that. Don't forget Hatem V2 on the 3rd. What's that? Hatem V2.
Hatem Protocol is it's one of these things on the Multiverse X, E-Gold, Elrond.
Oh, right, okay.
It's quite cool actually, because at the moment within that ecosystem, that they haven't really got a stable coin. They sort of use like USDC and wrapped USDT and all that sort of stuff. So they've actually bring Hatem Protocol, who's like a company that does stuff on that blockchain. They're actually bringing out their stable coin, which is going to be called USH. And it's quite cool actually for people who've been using the Hatem Protocol for the last year or so. I believe we're going to get an airdrop of some USH, and then after that, it will be possible to mine USH using EGLD. And to me, I think this. I know everyone's joking about the EGLD thing, and I think it was Justin saying he was shorting it and everything like that. But I think this is probably the only thing that might actually save EGLD, might actually put it on the map again, because at the moment it hasn't really got, because they haven't got the stable coin. Nobody wants to create liquidity with like eGold and then some other shit coin that's been made on the Multiverse X blockchain. But if you could make liquidity pairs with eGold and USH, and then basically do yield farming to produce USH, that actually gives a reason to actually want to have EGLD. And I think that might be just a little thing that might just push it in the right direction and make it go up again. The only problem with it, everything to do with
okay, let's have a look at eGold.
I mean, eGold's shit, as you'd expect, and it's really weird. If you look at their Twitter and stuff, all they talk about is how fast they've got the transactions, how many transactions per second they can do, and it is phenomenal. Technically, it's brilliant what it can do, but obviously nobody uses it, so that's why the price is so bad. But
wow.
What, have you just seen the 550 at the top of you?
No, just that it's felt in new lows.
Yeah, but look how high it went back in 2021.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It went to like $600, didn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 5.
I mean, I've had this range marked out for ages. I think I've had this range marked out for about 2 years now. Maybe it wouldn't even get that low. You know, if it carried on dropping, maybe it would probably come into here, maybe. But I mean, there's not really much there, is there? It's going into dangerous territory now because it's got this. You know, this. If we cut that across there, but there's nothing. There's nothing here at all until we get between $14 and $12.
Yeah, but anyway,
Let's go over left, right now again.
But these Hatton protocol people, if you look up at HTM, you'll see Hatton protocol.
This.
Hang on.
Yeah,
that'll do. Yeah. And you'll see recently that's done all right actually.
Jesus Christ.
It's
to be fair, yeah.
That's a typical graph of anything to do with Multiverse X. That's everything Elrond looks like that.
I mean, it's not really. I mean, it did have downside, but it's erased it, hasn't it?
Yeah. So I've actually started buying a little bit.
I mean, it's not down in 2025 really. So it's probably beating a lot of things because it's actually not down this year. Where probably everything's at least 50% plus down, isn't it, this year across altcoins?
Yeah. So I've been buying Atom like when it's been really low.
Okay.
And this USH thing that gets launched. I think it's on whatever the commenter said. Was it the 2nd or 3rd of March or something? That's when it's coming out. And one thing I will say about Hatton protocol, and to be honest, most things to do with Elrond and all that is they do actually stick to their dates. You know, if they say something's going to happen on a certain date, it normally does happen on that date. So I think that's an interesting one, like Hatton. I think that's going to do all right actually, and I think it will certainly go back to its all-time high. Which was about $3 when it was something. And that is one I'm actually involved with because for some reason I just keep getting drawn towards all that Elrond stuff, and I don't know why. I think it's because that's what made my YouTube channel grow in the first place was when I was doing stuff to do with eGold or wherever it's called then, ERD or Elrond.
What are your thoughts on Picoin? I have no real thoughts on it, to be honest. You can't really have many thoughts on a coin that looks like this because there's not really any price action. I mean, the only thing really is, does it come and fill this wick in, the launch wick? Apart from that, you know, maybe a potential retest of here. You know, maybe something like that. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Apart from that, there's nothing really much else you can say, is there? Like, there's nothing to go off apart from looking up or looking back down now.
So when's that been live since?
So I don't know.
Has that just been live for a few days, has it?
Last Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Wiz says, what tokens should I buy, Dave, and SWC? I'll tell you what, Wiz. Why don't you go and dump 5 figures into Sol Season now, and we'll watch it on stream. Go on, do it. Dump 10 G's into Sol Season in one clip now on stream, and we'll watch it. It'll be legendary.
What's the market cap? Oh, 119.
That'll be mega. 119. Go on, it'll be mega. Do it. I dare you. But yeah, this will. I mean, when if we get Solana rebirth, it'll be quickly back up here. It'll be quickly back up. So yeah, I mean, we are getting a bit of it. Oh yeah, we are selling off on Bitcoin now, aren't we? We are selling off on Bitcoin. Yeah, and we're coming back down to test test the demand down here now. Oh, it's getting a bit hairy, innit? Are you sweating?
Me, I'm not sweating.
Are you sweating? No.
I haven't got any big trades on or anything like that, so
yeah,
I don't really care.
Yeah, but just the thing is, whatever will be, innit? That's all you can really say. There's nothing really much of us can do anything about it now.
No. So last few days, you've done your polls, and it's gone down every day, hasn't it?
I actually think it went up one day.
Oh, did it?
I think it went up on one of the days.
Oh, was that Friday?
I can't remember what. This day got bloody hammered, didn't it? Last Friday, that was the day of the hack.
Oh yeah.
One of the days, but yeah, most of the time it's gone down. Yeah, most of the time it has gone down.
Oh no, it was Friday, wasn't it? Because Friday
was the day of the hack. Yeah,
it was looking really good. Went up to like 99k or something, and then the hack happened and it came down. Although I don't think it was the hack. I think it was the news about the Chinese flu or something. You know, because
well, the thing is the S&P had a massive sell off that day. Because of that, you know, it basically sold off aggressively every single hour, bar 1 hour. The whole session was just down only. So Bitcoin was feeling heat on that anyway. And then obviously we got that with Bybit, but really most of it on Bybit, the Bybit thing was ETH, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's where ETH. That like most of it was directed towards ETH. But
what are your thoughts about the Bybit hack?
I thought it was extremely coincidental as Bitcoin was really pressing the highs.
Yeah.
I thought it was an extreme coincidence that we were coming up, weren't we, right into the local highs and the points of, you know, break back towards 102 or slam down. And then we'd had this slow build up of price. And then just conveniently, bang, just absolute wipeout.
Because that was something Block Pro was talking about last night. He was saying, "Oh, I'm not having it at all," you know, sort of because it seemed really odd that, you know, it happened, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, it's them North Koreans. That's who did it. But it's all right because all my mates are going to lend me $1.5 billion worth of Ethereum.
Yeah.
And you know, all the people that gave them the money back were like, you know, Binance. It was all the big exchanges. And then when was the big dump? Was that yesterday or the day before? Can't remember.
Yesterday,
yeah. Yesterday was a big dump, wiping out how much? $1.5 billion. And it's and when you think about it, you think, shit, was that just like a, you know, they get together in a pub and say, like, right, we need to sort out this this sort of all these over leveraged positions. How can we do it? You know, and we need to crash the price of Bitcoin. Let's do this. And like, are you all right if we do that? Yeah, okay. I can lend you $500 million, and yeah, you can almost see it being possible, can't you? You know, a massive manipulation inside job or whatever, you know. But like, I don't know. How feasible do you think that is?
Oh, it's definitely feasible.
Yeah.
It's definitely feasible. I mean, I would just like to reiterate, all this is completely theoretical and made up, and there is nothing to suggest that any of what we're talking about is true. But it's definitely feasible, yeah. Definitely. I mean, imagine how much money exchanges made off liquidations on this.
Well, yeah. Well, 1.5 billion.
Yeah, but oh god, we're coming into a bit of a do or die point on Bitcoin now.
That is coming down, isn't
it? Get your tin hats off, says James. Mate, the state of the market. What else are we supposed to do? This is what it's gonna be. This is what if we've topped and now we're going into if that was actually the top and we're actually going into a bear market, mate, we're gonna end up talking about bloody loose women and trading orange juice futures and cocoa.
Oh, that is a big dump. What's caused that? That must be something. That must be some news, surely.
It is Short Video Guru says it was Wintermute. Yeah, Wintermute's been doing some really dodgy stuff recently, haven't they?
What is that?
Apparently, they paid 500 mil just yesterday. Says Steve. What, mate?
What is it all about? The Wintermute stuff?
There was Wiz has got a good memory because Wiz was talking about it on stream. The CEO basically come out and he said something that it was just really dodgy of like, you know, how they market make. Basically just like selling off and then doing OCTs of exchanges and then buying it all back up and just doing really weird stuff. But Wintermute have been offloading loads of Bitcoin, ETH, Solana the past couple of days. I think the majority of this breakdown yesterday and from Monday came from Wintermute. I think just completely offloading loads of assets.
All right.
Basically forcing the price to the downside, maybe to collect liquidity.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. If anyone's got any, maybe you could give us a little summary, Short Video Guru, on exactly what you think / know has gone on. That would be fantastic. We could read that out on stream. But yeah, do make sure you all drop a like on the video, subscribe, and follow as well. If you're watching on X and haven't, do make sure you follow. And if you haven't already, click the links in the description. Save with crypto links. Follow him.
Actually, my Ethereum trade just closed. Actually, I just hit my stop loss. What did I make? I made 6%. Okay, that's all right.
What have you made, mate?
Oh, it was just 6% on that Ethereum. Now, I was saying about that Ethereum trade. I had a stop loss set quite high in profit, you know, but it actually just came down and hit it, so it made 6%.
Yeah,
that's all right. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So, is this an opportunity or not? Ooh.
Interesting, isn't it? It's kind of do or die, like, isn't it, really? It's kind of do or die. Wiz says Wintermute algorithmic market makers used by exchanges. Don't buy, says James. They get sent tokens by exchanges to dump and then buy up OTC on dips.
Right.
150x leverage for super tight stop loss. Yeah, I mean,
who said that?
James.
Okay.
I mean, the reaction that we get on the stock market today as well is going to be really interesting. Does it pile added pressure onto Bitcoin, or does it provide it some relief? I mean, really, pre-market anyway, we're not really getting any sort of movement on SBX, but we are just completely obviously. So I'm guessing this is just a reaction of it from just pressing local resistance and then nothing. But yeah, the sell pressure is high, isn't it? The sell pressure is high. I found if you see exchanges sent them stables, then price go up. Tokens and it goes down. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? It makes perfect sense.
Right.
So yeah, I don't really know what we are going to get today. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? We'll have to wait and see. Are we going to just completely collapse?
Well, Stonksy is showing, well, obviously red on the 1 minute on the index chart. Don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is a monster trade as well because when we launched the bot on Saturday, there was a bit of an error with it, which has now been fixed. But some people that were following the bot got this opened for them, while some didn't. So those of people that had this opened, I think maybe a lot of them closed. But if they hadn't have closed, this is a monster short caught by Stonksy, isn't it? which would have been caught by a lot of people on the boss as well. What coin is this? What's the CA? This coin is Bitcoin, mate. AA, this is Bitcoin that we're looking at.
It's quite popular.
I don't think you really need to see it. This is, yeah, it's quite popular. It's quite a popular coin. You might have heard of it.
Guys,
But yeah, I mean, really, this is the only scenario I can see now. That apart from that, I'm out of theories. Then, if we don't sweep this low as just a liquidity sweep and then bounce to the upside, I'm perfectly happy saying I've got no idea what is going to happen. So that's sort of this is my last theory now. I don't know.
So that's that low from what?
If we don't do this, then this is the low from yesterday.
Yesterday, okay.
This is the low of the move so far.
80.
So potentially where a lot of stop losses has been placed. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is a hunt for all these stops below here, because if you were long in this move yesterday, say you were opening along around the 87k, whatever, where you're going to put your stop? Probably somewhere below here, isn't it? Below the low of the move.
Well, that's what I was going to say, actually. One thing to think here is like, okay, so everyone's going to try and long that level you got there, the 86k. So if you did that, where would you have your stop?
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, I think personally, while we're here, we may as well just come and sweep this, mightn't we? We may as well just come and sweep 85 and just get it over with.
Yeah.
That's it then. That's it. It's either do or die from that point. There's still an option of sweeping 85k and being okay.
So really,
but that's it then.
So really, if you were going to long at 86k, then you would be prepared for it to go as low as 85k. So you'd probably put your stop down there. So maybe that's the entry, because you want your entry where everyone going long gets liquidated, don't you?
Also, though, if we do come down and sweep that, I wouldn't put it past them types of 1 minute candles that we see. You wouldn't really put it past to just have a really aggressive drop to like 83, 82, would you? And then just immediately just bounce back up like that. Them 1 minute liquidation candles that we get quite often during these events.
Yeah.
Just to completely, because a lot of people probably do have orders around here, maybe just below, and the stop loss is down around 83, 82k potentially. And you could just literally open their trades and close them at the same time by hitting the stop loss within about a minute.
I'm so tempted to set a long up at about 85. There again, 80.
Do it if you want to. I mean, if that's what you want to do,
I might do. But
I mean, there's not really any harm using. If you're using low leverage, you could just use like 2-3x, couldn't you? Or I mean, maybe you want to go a bit. Maybe you want to go a bit more devilish. I suppose it's up to you, isn't it? But
I want to go quite large and do quite a big amount. I'm not going to do it on screen though, because it was embarrassing that other time.
Yeah, that was a complete accident, though, wasn't it?
It was. It's very, very bloody funny though.
Yeah, it was. It made good TV, that's for sure. We do have market open in 15 minutes. God, it goes so fast, doesn't it? That first hour and a half of streaming, hour and 15 minutes.
It's my scintillating conversation.
It goes really fast. Yeah, that is it, isn't it? And do you know what, mate? I've still not tried the Zig card as well. I've still not tried it.
Oh, there's something else I haven't done as well. What is it? I haven't done a live stream, that's for sure. And what else haven't I done? Something we talked about. I can't remember now. Okay, you haven't done your poll, mate.
No, I haven't. Let me end this poll. So we had 55% of people think that this time next week we're going to be above 92k. So we'll see, around about 50-50 in it. But yeah, just slightly leaning. Right. So the poll is in the chat. Oh, hang on. For the direction of Bitcoin on the US Open for the first 30 minutes, up or down. Get your votes in now. And if you are looking to trade anything anywhere today, do make sure you click the first link in the description. Sign up to BLOFIN. It takes under a minute to sign up, and it is non-KYC, so you just use an email. So there we go.
So
I'm just gonna get a drink on stream. Well, oh yes.
So where we're going to be?
So yeah, I think.
See why have we stalled at this price here? Hang on, that's because of the low yesterday, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, I what do you think? What, up or down?
Up.
Right, I'm going to vote for down then. Right, I'm voting for down.
I don't know anymore. I think up. I'm just sticking with it. I mean, I could see a scenario where we get this a quick, very fast liquidation just to completely just put the final nail in the coffin. But I think maybe, you know, at best, we're definitely going to liquidate yesterday's low, I imagine. Whether we come down and do 85 in one continuous move is a different thing. But I think in terms of the first 30 minutes and the overall session today, I do think we get a snap back at least to retest here. I think another retest of here, and I think we get above, and then we're on to then retesting the range low again then.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with it. There's no point in flipping bearish now, is there? We've already had the move happen. The downside moves happened. Flipping bearish here is just basically potentially just slipping into a bear trap, isn't it?
So when you're saying 30 minutes, you mean so from open
up to 3 o'clock?
Okay, so basically like a red or green 30-minute candle on that half hour.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Because we stream. Well, I don't know what time you're able to stay on till today, but
I'm gonna have to go. Shortly after the open, actually, because I have to get my daughter from school.
Yeah, but I stay on till 3 o'clock now. I know I do 1 till 3 now. So basically, I just from open until I go off stream, pretty much is what it means. But yeah, I think we're going up. What can you do, eh?
We should probably talk about Stonksy, really, shouldn't we?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, yeah, for anyone who's missed it, the Stonksy bot has gone live for users. But if you're wondering what this indicator is, this is Stonksy. You get the indicator, the access to the Discord server, and onboarded to the trading bot as well now, after it went live last week. So that link is in the description. That's the second link if you want to sign up. You get a host of features such as this background color change, automatic SR levels drawn on for you, and other features as well. And you get all developments added in for you for free as well. That's all part of the package.
So I'm just gonna.
Adam Russell says, "How has the bot performed since live?" I think it's only done one trade so far, Adam. So at the moment, it's just following the 1 hour chart. While after we've onboarded everyone, it's just following the 1 hour chart for indications. While we just run it basically as a stress test, and then can fix any other issues. Like we had one minor issue over the weekend after we sent it live, which SMFC in the chat, he's right here, as fixed. So yeah, and then we'll be moving on to then lower time frames for more frequent trades. But yeah, in the developments, maybe SMFC could give maybe some stats off the top of his head outperformed while obviously he's been developing it and fine tuning it and stuff like that. If you have any to hand, mate. But yeah, it's going to be a good time for sure.
I must admit. Sorry.
Oh, go on, mate.
I must admit.
Go for it.
Okay. I must admit, I haven't actually set it up yet. I've got some money in the account ready to go. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to catch the next 1 hour green myself. I think that's what I wanted to do, and then I don't know, just so I've got control over that one. But yeah, so I haven't set it up yet. Have you?
Yes, yeah. I was. I think I was the first one in it, minus obviously SMFC getting in it.
Oh, nice.
He says the one that he's been running on his account has done about 30% gain in 30 days. Stop loss / take profit is tight too. Floating pivot points showing where Stonksy will turn red / green depending on price action, so that we can prepare for a change in color, a bit like SR, SI. I know when it will pivot. So that's a recommendation from James for you there, SMFC. I think it's already on the list, SMFC, but I think definitely upgrading the oscillator line to something like Market Cipher B would be fantastic. To making the oscillator line more like Market Cipher B. I think that would be very beneficial for, looking at momentum and pairing it with price action and obviously the indications and stuff like that. I think that would be really good. Justin says Bitcoin looks terrible. 0 incoming. It does look really bad. If it doesn't, that's what I mean. This is like one. There's pretty much just 2 lines in the sand now, and that you can't really sugarcoat it anymore. We've swept this, so we either bounce from here, or we sweep the last low, which is 85k. Maybe we have a liquidation event or something like that, and then bounce. But if it doesn't bounce from there, we are cooked.
Well, I've just gone and sent that big amount of Bitcoin to my exchange, so so I'll have to try and keep your fingers off the keys for a little bit. But yeah, no, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for lower though, much lower.
Yeah, the oscillator upgrade's already started. Fantastic. Sorry, being bearish, mate. You can be bearish all you want. It's your thoughts on the market, isn't it? Can anyone answer my earlier question, please? What was your earlier question, Lee? Where was it? Can you put it in the chat again, please, Lee? Because I can't see it. I can't see any earlier question. Can you put it in again? Lose 85k on the daily, and I'll be selling all my bags. God, that'd be a bad time, wouldn't it? That'd be a bad time.
Who's selling them?
No. You what, mate?
Who's selling their bags?
Justin says if we lose 85k on a daily, he'll be selling his bags.
Yeah, but he'll just buy gold with it.
I think we're going to be all right. You know, I mean, famous last words. Famous last words before we get something like this in it. Okay, where is it? Where's the bar pattern? Where is it? Bar pattern. Famous last words before we just get something like this today. I think we're going to be all right here, you know. Just get this. Well,
that's all right. That goes down to the 77.2 thingy.
I don't wear my wig anymore, mate. I don't wear the wig anymore. I just have the hat on now. But yeah, I mean, it's fine, and you can only have your theory and stick with it. 86, 670 needs to hold on a 4-hour close. It was too itchy. It was just uncomfortable. And I was thinking, like, you know, when it comes into summer and that, do I really want to be wearing that? Probably not. So, yeah, it was too itchy, though. Just much more comfy for me to sit here like this. God, this looks awful, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, what you want to do is when you go and get your haircut, just sort of show them the homepage of Stonksy and just say, "Can you have it like that, please?"
Yeah. Yeah. God.
That is.
It's all right. At least we've got Sol season though.
Where is the bottom? Where is the bottom?
Also, how did the Brighton Chippy event go? I wanted to go, but I was busy. Big time. I have no idea, mate. I didn't go.
I didn't either.
I have nothing to do with Chippy at all, so I couldn't tell you. I didn't go. You missed my question again.
I think what might be happening is are you putting a URL or something in your question? Because if you are, that
Lee, you've not got anything coming up. So... Yeah, so in the chat we have a couple of things that are blanked out, like that people aren't allowed to post. What exactly is it that you're posting? Can you give us like the outline of the topic or something? Because it's not coming in, so it's probably just getting auto removed.
Yeah, and if you say David's a knob, that gets filtered out as well.
Yeah. So it's probably just getting auto removed, mate. So maybe you could reword it or just tell us what it's about or anything. But yeah, if you put in certain things in there, such as like people aren't allowed to post URLs, general stuff like that. So if you could give us maybe an outline of what it is that you're putting in. I'll tell you what though, how sweaty do we think Michael Saylor might be at the moment?
Like Gary Glitter walking around Mothercare.
Yes, Scotty, how are we doing? Oh, so this one's come through now, Lee. Do you get charged extra fees the longer you have a trade open? Yes, you get charged fees depending on the funding. So the funding resets every 4 hours. Is it? Yeah, it's every 4 hours, isn't it? Yeah.
8, I think.
Is it 8? So 3 times a day. So 3 times a day. But yeah, you do get, depending on what the funding percentage is. So this varies massively. For Bitcoin, you're not really going to get affected that much. But for certain altcoins, especially ones that are being heavily shorted or something like that, depending on what the funding percentage is, you get charged a fee every 8 hours. Or potentially, you actually get money given back to you. So for instance, say a funding fee is negative and you're long, at the end of that 8 hours, you actually get a bit of money given back to you. You get paid for being long in that scenario. Apparently James said it depends on the exchange, sometimes hourly. Well, I think BLOFIN is just standard every 4 hours. I think that's really like the industry standard, isn't it? But yeah, apparently some exchanges are hourly.
Oh yeah, maybe. On most exchanges, it's got a little thing. It says funding rate, and it'll say resets in so many hours, and that's what you need to look at. Because yeah, like you say, it can be positive or negative depending on the market.
Yeah, do make sure you have a like and subscribe. Though I mean, we're praying for this, aren't we? We're praying for this bounce here. We're praying for this bounce. If it doesn't bounce, we're in big trouble. I'm still remaining positive until we plummet down. You get paid for going against the grain, but then liquidated either way. Potentially, yeah. Right, let me set this up anyway for New York Open.
Okay. So I'm just,
let's see.
See where my money's gone.
That was a nice. Stonksy's been really good as well at catching this move before the US Open as well. Have you seen it recently?
No. How do you mean?
He's really good at getting the moves right before the US Open on a 1 minute leading into the Open, because we have been trending one way or another on Bitcoin right before US Open. The bell is ready, mate. The bell's ready. We got 3, 2, 1.
Okay. So what you're saying, if it's red, it stays red, and if it's green, so if it stays red,
no. So just catch it. So like catching a move, like leading into the Open. So like today, obviously this one that it's caught the downside. It's been really good at that. We're plummeting down on the S&P on open. I'm not mentally prepared for this. Bye crypto.
Oh, I've just bought some Tesla shares.
Have you? Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
I wonder if I could got. I had a limit order set at 302.
You know what? We've got Wiz come. Oh, one tiny bit of green. Look at that tiny green candle that we've got there. Come on, the boys.
What was the result of the poll?
50%. It was split 50-50.
All
right. So we have now cleared out the liquidity below there, and we are bouncing above it. So potentially that was the sweep of yesterday's low. And in theory, Reggie's saying sell quick. But this is not the place to sell. The time to sell was in December, potentially, into January. What's the point in selling here now? There's literally no point. Altcoins have been smashed to pieces the past 2 months. Bitcoin's already halfway to breaking down towards a potential target. There's literally no point. You're just selling into a bear trap potentially, or the low. Control your emotions, everyone. Control your emotions. We are going to pump, in my eyes. We're going to pump, and this is going to become a deviation, and we're going back into the range, and then we're breaking out. And I'll give you a big bold prediction now, mate. We are still going to break all-time highs in March.
All right.
I'm telling you. Print it out and put it on your wall. Print it out and put it on your wall. We're still breaking all-time highs in March. What have I just done there?
What do you mean?
I went on to a different chat, but I think I clicked my space button. Or maybe not. Maybe we're breaking all-time lows. Open up 100x long. You open up 100x long. I can't wait for tomorrow's stream when I bring up that ball prediction. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, James. Make sure that you make tomorrow's stream, and we'll see what position we're in. Let's see. But this is the hardest thing to do, isn't it? When everyone's bearish and there's max fear and everyone thinks it's over, the hardest thing to do is to be bullish about it. But you have to be it somewhere, don't you? You have to be it somewhere.
Yeah, even that spot Bitcoin I bought yesterday, and I bought it at like 88.5, and then I saw it this morning at over 89, and I was thinking, shall I sell it and then buy it back at like 230, and because it would be cheaper? And in my mind, I was thinking like, no, because it might go up. I kind of knew bloody well it wasn't going to go up, before it went down.
Here we go. Well, I've just had all the confirmation that I need, mate. Justin has said that he agrees with me. So, yeah.
About what?
Eat that. That we're going to see all-time highs in March. 120k minimum. Oh, it feels good to have Justin on my side.
Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, it feels good to have Justin on my side. There we go. That's what I mean. You have to stick your neck out on the line, don't you? And say, am I either right or it's going to get chucked off? And we're having it. Let's go. Come on, Bitcoin. Save us and send us to the promised land. Send us to another leg higher and send us into alt season so I can get rid of all my shit bags. We're doing it.
Right.
It's gonna run it back. Don't you
well,
worry.
I'm up 10 quid on my Tesla shares anyway.
James says, ring that bell harder, Dave. The crypto gods might hear you. Mate, I don't think this bell would even be heard from my next door neighbour. Never mind the crypto gods. I think I need a much bigger bell.
Okay.
But what are you doing then, mate? What have you decided to do regarding? You was on about potentially open a position, weren't you? Have you decided against it, or have you set a limit?
I actually did just open a little position on BitGet, but I've got a much bigger one on Bybit, and I think I'm not going to set anything just now. I'm going to see what happens when we get the Nvidia results tonight.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm going to pick my daughter up from school, then go to Lidl.
Okay, well, exciting stuff. We've got Mike Munn saying, Dave, sounds like you're going a bit crazy. Yeah. I think I am going a bit crazy, to be honest. Here we go. We've got all the boys coming in now. We've got Justin saying he's opened an ETH position. We've got SMFC saying he's gone long. Dave was too enthusiastic not to. Middle of Lidl. We've got 66 people as well watching. I think that's the most in a while, maybe. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream and subscribe. And for those of you that have just joined into the stream, make sure you click the links in the description. Follow Save with Crypto on X and on YouTube. You'll find his links in the description, but if you just type his name here, Save with Crypto on X, and obviously follow him onto YouTube as well, and give him a subscribe on there. Do make sure you follow him over there. He posts daily videos. Obviously comes on the stream every Wednesday. And we have also just uploaded a new video by him on the Stonksy channel as well. That went live this morning. So do check that out. But yeah, make sure you show him some love, show him some support.
Oh, thanks for that, Dave. That's really nice. Right. I'm going to love you and leave you, actually, unfortunately. And
yeah. Okay, mate. No worries. Thank you very much for coming on again.
All right. Well, I'll see you next Wednesday, if not before. And yeah, good luck, everyone. And don't panic.
Yeah.
And if you want daily updates,
get a nice return.
Sorry.
No, go on, mate. Carry
I
on.
was going to say, yeah, if you want daily updates, I'll be on my channel. So I'll see you over there. Otherwise, I'll see you back here next Wednesday. And thank you for having me. And yeah, good luck with everything.
Yes. Well, big thank you.
All right. See you.
Save Crypto for coming on. I'm staying on, but he's going for now. So yeah, do make sure you follow him on both platforms. See you, mate. Thanks very much.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
Right. So you're left with me now. You're left with me. Is that with X watches? Dude? No. So that's just on YouTube. X is funny because I think the numbers that come through on there, I think that just gives you like a live total for how many people have popped in and popped out. I don't think it's like live viewers like YouTube gives you. I think it's just how many people have actually watched it. DOT looking good at $4. That must be close to its lows, mustn't it? Must be close to its like cycle lows. See you later. Stay with Crypto. Yeah, big lead. Oh. Oh, see, Bitcoin's trying to see me off. Bitcoin is actually trying to kill me. I knew that crypto would be the death of me one day. Liam Grant says, I think 85 is it for now. Opened a few small ones. Godspeed, mate. Run it back, Godspeed. Telling you. Yeah, good sweep of the low of yesterday. Really nice reaction so far. Telling you, back into the range next week. By this time next week, or maybe latest next week, we're going to be well back in this range, is my prediction. But obviously, first obstacle now is breaking local resistance. guaranteed Nvidia results are above expectations. That'd be bullish for the market, wouldn't it? Give it a nice kick up the arse. You've not got the new COVID, have you? Potentially. Who knows? If I have, bring it on. There's nothing that I could get that would make me more ill than crypto has already made me in a hole in general. So bring it on. What is what I say. Come on, then. You're not going to do to me what Bitcoin and crypto hasn't already done to me. So yeah, but let's have a look what we're getting across over altcoins anyway. Well, altcoins in general. So ETH, yeah, obviously come back into this range low like we discussed before. Need to hold this range low at all costs on ETH. What's happening with XRP? So I have this imaginary line drawn here for some reason. I think this maybe is this a daily line or a 4-hour line. I'm not too sure, but I have this line drawn here. So yeah, that's XRP. But what is it? It's pretty much just going back to its lows, isn't it? I still think that we get this on XRP, regardless of everything going on. I still think, obviously, lining up with my theory that we do hit all-time highs in March, is that we do get one more leg up on XRP towards $4. That will put in a three-peak pattern. Then we'll get full distribution out of it to unlock liquidity into other alts. And that'll be it then. And I'll be having a good crack at shorting that as well, around $4 if we get it. Solana, it's coming back to test that level that we discussed yesterday, around 136. Obviously, for anyone holding a Solana coin, would be good to get a Solana reversal to give it a nice kick up the arse. We've got Doge. Come back into that 20-cent region. Justin, this is obviously something that we've talked about in it on stream when you've been on, the 20-cent region on Doge. We are obviously thoroughly tested that yesterday. Went down as low as 19.5. But coming in again and bouncing. Adder, a lot of these probably look similar. I've got this level drawn out on Adder. Let me turn Stonksy off for a second. But as you'll see, Stonksy, well, leave it on. Stonksy caught nice short on everything across the market. TRX. Let me turn it off for a second while we just have a look at the overall market. I want to see where everything is in relation to things I've drawn. So where's TRX? Pretty much just testing that kind of demand zone that we've got around here. Minus obviously these little couple of drops out that we've got. We could probably even trim that up, couldn't we? We could probably trim that a lot. Could trim that a lot. Link's an interesting one, right? Link, very, very clear, extremely clear on a high time frame. In my opinion, you've got this sort of level just below $13, this level around 15, and then this one to the upside just above 19. Really simple levels on Link and really clean for looking at levels to identify. Now we've come in and dropped below this, come up and really failed to get back above it. But I think between here and here, obviously we'd have to have another drop on Bitcoin, which I'm think and hoping that we don't get, to take it down to this level. So this might be it on Link, maybe for a rally back up towards here. So we'll have to see. But yeah, Link, really clean. Go on your chart and have a look at it. And just look at it on the high time frame, 4-hour or daily. And yeah, some really clean levels to potentially trade around. AVAX, what's AVAX doing? Coming back and testing levels from the summer, isn't it? Yeah. You know, from around sort of these sorts of levels. This bit all the way back in November 23. Then obviously retested in the summer. Retesting it around now. So potentially again, you know, good risk reward on AVAX maybe around this level, going back to historical levels. I've lost where we was up to. Sui, what's Sui doing? So oh yeah, so we had this level marked out on Sui. Looks like it's potentially regained it, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, dropped to the downside again. Oh, well, let's see. Mate, you don't want it. I've been covering since early January. I had something horrendous around Christmas time. I was really ill. I don't know what it was. We love Litecoin, mate. You love Litecoin. What catalyst do you think will come in March to get to new highs? to be honest, I don't really. It's interesting, isn't it? Like, I don't try and think about it like that. I don't try and think about what catalyst will come along. I just think if it's going to go there, it'll go there, and maybe things will just come along to make it go there a bit quicker, or maybe things will give it a good kick up the arse and give it some momentum. But we've got to remember as well, we didn't always need catalysts in crypto. Like, we didn't always need them previously. Really last cycle, when it went on that mad run, there was only really the Tesla news. Tesla took it from 30k to 40k. But then it didn't have a catalyst then to carry on going. The Tesla news came out, it had like a 30% pump. And then, on its own, it went from 40k to 64 on the first peak. We don't always need catalysts. Obviously, we've got potentially, if you want to talk potentials, we've got obviously potentially news around, a strategic Bitcoin reserve, blah, 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 everything in the US. But I just kind of just focus on the chart and look at the chart. And then if it's going to go there, potentially things line up. But we don't always need catalysts to move price. Yes, mate. Close below 0.2 on Doge on the daily and no interest. End of war in Ukraine will be one. Potentially, yeah. Potentially that. Potentially that's one. So, yeah. Things will line up if they need to. But I just focus on where price might go. Litecoin's looking good, yeah. I mean, we've discussed Litecoin a lot on the streams. And obviously it's in this nice range. It's just got to break out, hasn't it? It's just got to break out. It's got to close, get above $140. So yeah. Ton. What is Ton doing? I need to change out this chart on Ton to a different one. This is the Binance chart. Can't see anything. Can't see shit from shite. H-bar. So I've had these levels marked out for a while on H-bar. And yeah, we have come into the first zone of interest, and then we got one below. But again, we'd have to probably have a market, the market would have to catalyze this move to hit the downtrend, this lower one. So maybe this is it for it on H-bar. Hype, I think it formed a monster candle on the daily, didn't it? But obviously this is, the demand. It dropped out, seems to have regained it now. Dot. I think we're safe to get rid of this lower trend line now, aren't we? We'll keep the upper one for now. Oh, that's so annoying. I can't be bothered removing that. But again, I think these are around the cycle lows, and it seems to have come quite deep into there yesterday. But it's had a good rebound, hasn't it? It's had a good rebound. Nothing really to say on this. Absolute beast. You can't really be surprised if we just maybe chug along a bit more, or we just get another impulse move up to $10. Uniswap doesn't really. I can't get excited about Uniswap. I have no interest. You just can't get excited about DEX coins. I just can't get excited about DEX governance coins. On those interesting, obviously fell out here. This was, quite clean SR. Resistance. Support. This was the wild wick that we had, but then support. Drop below. So on those, I mean, where is it? It's kind of in no man's land, isn't it? This is kind of a clean sort of zone on it. Support and resistance all along here. Support. Resistance. Flip above support again. In the meantime, is it kind of in no man's land? Well, it's kind of testing this sort of previous SR as well, isn't it? Resistance, support. So I don't know. XMR, again, not really any interest. Aave, let's see what's happening with Aave. Retraced a lot of its move, hasn't it? Retraced a lot of its move on Aave. Yeah. Don't know, again, not really any interest in it. MNT. Give me some altcoins in the chat. But yeah, nice little flick through there of some alts. Apparently Trump's got a golden in an AI video. Remember, we usually get a reversal 20 to 30 minutes after open. Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if we see a reverse. This is key. So I don't think we're going to see that today. I don't think we're going to see that unless we get a real plummet on the stock market. But as you can see, it's lining up. So this is key. The emphasis on today cannot be underestimated. Popcat. Let's have a look at Popcat. Let's see. Memes in general don't look like they're doing too bad, to be honest, do they? Where is Popcat? Here. Right. So what have we got on Popcat? Looking like we've kind of. I mean, I can't remember what time frame I draw this on, but I'll probably adjust it to there. Looks like we're breaking the downtrend on Popcat, though. Looks like we're breaking the downtrend on Popcat. So, what do we want to see? Well, I think this is going to be the first test back up to here. So, and then above there. Oh, right. Okay. So that's my broader plan. Hang on. That was my broader plan that I was covering. I think last week on Popcat for potential high time frame trade. But Popcat looks like it's breaking out anyway of the downtrend. I think we need to. I would say we need to reclaim 39 cents to then unlock. Yeah, decent move. So back up to here, reclaim there, and then yeah, we're looking even better then. Woo Berra chain. Okay, so Woo and Berra. Let's see. Woo. Berra. Woo's an exchange token, isn't it? Where is it? What's the exchange? Is it called? Is it WooX or something like that? Woo's an exchange token, isn't it? Okay, right. See, I need to stop putting on the Binance charts. Oh my god. Okay, do or die in it. If it's an exchange token, you would imagine that they'd probably bid it to stop it dying. But I mean, that's as stark as you can get, really, isn't it? The risk reward on that is massive, because if it breaks down from there, we're coming into this little interruption that we've got here, wherever you want to draw it. I can't be bothered going in and doing that because it's probably not going to come into there. But yeah, it's kind of there. That's probably where we trade into, which would be looking at probably another 50% drop from here. But I think it's an exchange token. So I imagine it come into high time frame, key high time frame support as well. You would imagine that they'd bid it to keep it alive. But, I suppose I don't know around the holders of it and stuff. Maybe there's enough external holders to send it there. But if it loses this region, yeah, it's having another deep drop. That's one to keep an eye on for the future. Because if you can get a good shot, if we get any sort of pushback to the upside on this, for whatever, if we get a decent alt season at some point, I know, sorry for saying the word, and we get a pushback up into here, the short on that, bloody hell. I know Justin would like that one. Berra chain. I don't know anything about this, me. I don't know anything about this. What is this? I've seen it on my timeline quite a bit. I've seen it on my timeline quite a bit. Seems to have all launched at the same time, so it doesn't seem to matter. But there's nothing really much to say on it, is there? It's not had a whole lot of price action. seems like obviously it needs to break this level here. But that's pretty much it. Got myself Burberry sunglasses. On a complete side note, Scam Altman and his husband purchased a baby for 20k. Wow. That is very, very. I don't know. I mean, I don't like the idea of someone buying a baby. Does that not sound weird to anyone? The fact they've bought a baby, they've not like just got like a surrogate or something. Like they've actually bought a baby. That seems very strange to me. We looked at FET yesterday, I think. Where's FET? I'm sure we looked at FET. Right, okay, so I do have something outlined on FET from previously. What did we get? Okay, seems like we... Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, I had this outlined on FET previously. Whether it gets in there, I don't know. But it's coming back into this price action, innit? I mean, where could it bounce? It could... I suppose you could technically say it could bounce from here. No, it could bounce from there, which is pretty much where it's at now. So that might line up. But I think there's, there's to the downside, there's some 3 key levels. This one, which it's already tagged and bounced. This one and then this one for whatever happens. But I think they're key to keeping its, to keeping any sort of remote bullishness. We've got previous resistance here to look out at, flip to support. So yeah, two men can't reproduce. Yeah, but one of them could. You could get an egg and you could get one of them and you could put that into a surrogate. And I'm fully aware that 2 men can't reproduce. Ask Madonna. Oh yeah, there was loads of stuff that happened with Madonna when it was Madonna buying kids from Africa or something? Was kids from Africa? Is that, or am I just completely wrong on that? I vaguely remember it, like it's like some headlines in the papers and stuff. Yeah. Oh, apparently the baby's a newborn. They bought it fresh out the door. Well, there's one thing you can say, isn't there? They've got enough money to give that baby quite a good life. So that baby's got to grow up quite rich. So there we go. Deep book on MEXC. That's fairly interesting, to be fair. Fairly interesting. I kind of like this zone that it's formed here. This nice little SR. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think looks good unless it breaks below here. So unless it breaks down, then probably looking into there, aren't we? Probably looking into there somewhere if it breaks down. But as long as it kind of holds this SR zone that it's got going on here, then yeah, I suppose you could start looking upwards. Breaks down, then probably start looking at the 0.089 region. But yeah, that is all for today. So yeah, big thank you to everyone who joined. Make sure you do drop a like on the stream, follow and subscribe, and make sure you click them links in the description. Sign up to Stonksy, sign up to BLOFIN, and yeah, give Save with Crypto some love on his channel as well. But yeah, big thank you to everyone who's joined today. I'll be back tomorrow at the usual time, 1 p.m. UTC. And yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. So look forward to tomorrow. I've got Wiz on this week as well. I can't remember if it's tomorrow or Friday, but Wiz is coming on again, so we'll look forward to that. But it's tomorrow or Friday. I can't remember. I'll have to have a look. So yeah, catch you all later. Have a great day. And